Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maids of Roswald. I am your host for this afternoon, Wuten, playing as Maiden Heaven. And beneath me, we have Guti playing as the one, the only Florentina. And then,
Yellow.
yeah, and then beneath him, we have Chaotic playing as our great and glorious leader, Leona.
Hello.
And over on the right-hand side, we have our benevolent DM of the afternoon, Solar.
Hello.
I believe with that, Solar, take
All right.
center stage.
So, welcome back, guys. How are you feeling after last time?
Scared.
Yeah,
feel
I would
like,
be too.
My heart is a few sizes too big.
Yeah, well, it's the perfect month for that. So, last time you guys decided to run away like cowards, to take your children and run. But as that great philosopher once said, sometimes cowards survive. Quote, Starscream from Transformers 2. You guys used a carriage you commandeered and rode like hell through the southern forest, being pursued by both cavalry and griffin. You managed to lose the cavalry, but for a moment, the griffins did catch up with you, along with their captain Dursa, and a little scuffle ensued, in which you managed to fight them off just in time for you to reach a deeper, more thick part of the woods where you could escape, or at least get off their trail. And in doing so, unfortunately, Leona suffered a deathly blow, by which some miracle of pure grit and spite, she still lives.
And DM Fiat.
And some DM Fiat. Well, we'll get to that.
I mean, it was perfectly mechanically by the rules.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The rules are the GM Fiat's the rules. Even so, there will be some consequences for that. But we'll get to that in a moment. You guys took your moment to catch a breath and hide your carriage deeper in the woods off the trail as best you could. At that moment, you heard the crashing of hooves as the cavalry rode by the trail, but did not see you. It seems they have lost your scent, and for a moment, at least for now, you are free from their chase. But what you do now is up to you. So, let's move you back to the map to show you guys where you are.
All right.
On this. So, last time you guys came to the end of what was essentially another DM Fiat, a bit of a short rest, a time for you guys to just recover a few hit points, but not actually do a full rest. In that time, I believe from the time you started the chase to now, it has now become around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a autumn day. I believe it's around October, did you say, Chaotic, by your little calendar?
The calendar, it is just after the the fall equinox. So we are
Right.
we're starting to get into the colder portions of the year. Yes.
And it will be darker sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, with that, the floor is yours.
Okay.
Don't everybody start at
well,
once.
I think last time we hid the carriage among brush and debris, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you did?
Okay.
You took some time to get a rest. But now I'm leaving the rest in your hands. I don't know what you plan to do next.
Okay. So, just from a cursory glance here, we have a couple
One of the first
options.
things I'm doing is also working on my prepared abilities as well. So while you talk, I'm doing that. So
Okay. So, couple of options immediately. We have... Does this town over here have a name?
It can. What's a good Frumian name for this?
Well, let me see.
wasn't our original idea to head towards the way gates?
Yes. I'm just exploring all potential options.
Fair enough.
Oh, I know what that's called.
What's it called?
Are you ready?
No.
Yes.
That town is called Get Up. It is called Get Up because it is in the O Godai. Specifically, the Fells of the O Godai. One might call it the O Godai Fells.
Oh my god.
Look, you asked.
Uh-huh. Is it at the base of the Weichselbraun River? Or is that on
Yes,
the other
it
side?
is. Let's go ahead and say it is.
All right.
I wonder which river here is the what's it called river. That's a good question.
Yeah, the Weichselbraun
There's a-
River.
There's a whole bunch of rivers here.
There are. I would think it's the main river that runs through
From all the way up here,
Placing
all the
from. Yeah,
way down here.
yeah. But then which one becomes the Weichselbraun River? Does it go this way?
Well, what is happening when it comes to rivers? They're all flowing to this lake is what's happening.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and that also means actually that this lake up here is going to be at higher elevation than it is down here. So the further north you go, generally the elevation appears to go up for us. And
okay.
in addition, down by Hector and von Lockwin, this forest is on a hill because these rivers go around said hill. So it's kind of fun how you could tell elevation just by paying attention to the way rivers flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at its base is the big city.
The big city.
Wonderful.
God. It's so
All right. But yeah, last time you did ask what this town was, and that is a town built by that a wayward bridge. Which I named because it leads to that away of the way gates.
Is that away?
That is that away.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well.
All right. I think that should be good for my prepared list today.
Good deal. Well, the obvious path is we take our carriage to that a wayward bridge, and then we go up to that away, and then up until up through the way gates and into the north.
Well, that, and also to find an ally in one of the few lords that we know did not sign the Liber Nominum.
Yeah,
and is well known to be a paladin, and everyone knows paladins are
trustworthy. Yeah,
trustworthy, upstanding, king-serving, God-fearing folk. And of course, as a follower of Regulus too, Regulus is famed for his ascending to godhood because he was so loyal to his king, he allowed his king to nearly decapitate him because of he was accused of doing something evil, but instead of fighting back, he was just like, "I will do as you say, my king," and died.
Mm-hmm.
All because of a lie. So,
Well,
in other words, he's probably pretty trustworthy.
yeah, probably pretty trustworthy.
That and heading in that direction, beyond having an ally, he might have a court wizard who could also help us in determining more about which way to go, and who could, if we can't find the right items in That-a-Way Bridge, could have items that would allow us to help our friend Enam get his spirit animal back.
Mm-hmm.
That was the plan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The real question is how to continue to avoid scrutiny on our way that direction, because a carriage is a pretty obvious thing, and I'm sure that the griffins, when they're done resting, will continue to hunt the skies looking for us, and if there's a lot of planes upcoming, it's going to be very hard to hide this carriage.
Yeah.
And they will, with the way they were sounding, they will be hunting us until they find us, because something I was considering during the last week, it really doesn't matter what Lord Corthus said. If there's any question as to who is on the throne, Jorn would make sure there is no question.
Mm-hmm.
That's how a tyrant works.
Yep.
Sure, maybe Lord Corthus could have protected us for a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, but not forever.
But a person who's going to be a tyrant will make sure there is no question as to who is on the throne. If there's anybody who could have a legitimate claim, they will soon no longer have a legitimate claim. It doesn't matter what Lord Corthus said. He has sided with chaos, and chaos gets its way. It doesn't care whether you think you can curb its excesses or not, because that sounds like what he said. He's laying his bed with dragons, and so he shall be treated as such.
Indeed.
That doesn't change the fact that we're the ones in the bad position right now.
Yeah, you know.
Not doing too well.
Not doing too well. It is what it is, though. We got...
The kids are safe, though. That's the important part.
Yeah.
The kids are safe.
None the worse for wear, either.
Yeah.
You guys have done a pretty good job at keeping them safe so far.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do from here? So, we're probably going to head across the That-a-Way Bridge to the Waygates. But the biggest one is trying to figure out how we're going to get there safely and with good time.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I don't know if I have any magic items that help. Maybe Flam has something she could prepare, because I think oracles, don't they just get access to the whole list?
Nope.
They're spontaneous. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If it is any help, your horses, your carriage can travel at a speed of 5 miles per hour, and you have 65 miles between you and That-a-Way Bridge.
Gotcha. That's as the crow flies, not necessarily as the road goes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But you're looking at, what would that be, 13 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Give or take a day. Full day's travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Full day is 8. It's actually a day and a half.
Mm-hmm. The sun will go down before you reach that town.
Regardless
and the
of
moon
if we
will go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be better to travel at night because it would be harder to see us from the air.
Mm-hmm.
So long as we kept the lights off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a question of how dark it is currently as to where the moon is. If it's, although to be fair, we're basically always going to have a full moon in the sky regardless. We have 2 moons now.
Mm-hmm.
So there will always be, at this, it's funny that the introduction of a second moon that is always basically opposite in phase, you are never not having a moon in the sky at night.
Yep.
So we will never have a fully dark night ever again, which is a very interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Unless you have a very cloudy sky, I guess. But even then, the sky will be a little bit brighter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
True.
Additionally, we have to keep in mind, traveling at night, we have to keep the princess covered.
Yep,
Or
she just has to
the
stay in the
queen,
carriage.
the queen, our queen,
The true queen.
the true queen.
The true queen of Gondor.
The queen.
The queen.
Queen. Oh no! Don't give me the image of like a bunch of Ugandan knuckles wearing maid dresses.
Great outfits.
Yes, yes.
They're all a bunch of kobolds
Mm.
that follow her around.
God. Oh, that'd be
We must defend the queen from the Jordan.
Hey, if we could convince a tribe of kobolds to follow us, it would be very helpful.
They would be. Good.
I do not have
I'm
any. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry. I was just gonna say I'm completely open to you guys making all of your own plans from here. The railroad. You've gone off the railroad now. You're
There
in the
is-
open wilds.
We've going off road with the train. Good.
So I'm looking at what I have available. I don't have much in the way of magic items that are otherwise helpful at the moment. Does anybody else have any ideas? Otherwise, all we really have to do is probably just travel by night. That's about all
Yeah.
we can really do to try to avoid detection from the air. And sometimes having to travel off-road anytime we think that there's a if we could have someone scouting ahead in case they have checkpoints that they try to set up. But that also
Mhm.
means they have to get in front of us.
Mhm.
So most of this,
Trying to see if
whatever's
I've got
happening,
one.
has happened at the big city specifically.
Yeah.
So them setting up checkpoints seems unlikely to have happened unless
Yeah.
unless there's a lot more betrayal than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be an interesting period in which all the knights all across the land are going to have their loyalties questioned. So
Indeed.
I'm just trying to find if any.
that in a period of tyranny like this, with so many knights forced to fight Joran or choose to fight with or against,
Yeah.
gives monsters an easy time to pop up out of the ground because they're not being watched anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There might
Yep.
be a considerable war of the roses, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
But I will correct one thing for you, Chaotic, since it has been 2 weeks for us, but it has not been 2 weeks for your characters.
Mhm.
When you were hiding and taking a moment to rest in the forest, you did hear the thundering of hooves ride down the trail and go past you, though you couldn't see it. So
Some of them have gotten by us.
some of them have gotten by, though you are right. From what you can tell, most things are happening in the capital.
Mm-hmm.
It does mean we'll still need somebody scouting ahead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, I think traveling at night and keeping a scout ahead, because with it being night, it means it'll be harder for them to see us from the air. But that is the best plan that I have, unless you guys have anything useful, or if any of the kids maybe have something useful, because we can always ask them. They're not just helpless little babbies. They might be able to have something.
In this case,
Not, but-
they are helpless little babbies.
I can well,
Do they have?
if you want to ask them, go right ahead.
They may be mostly helpless, but you never know. There's always something.
You never know.
I'm gonna leave it to you guys. I'm still just my heart hurts. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
That's fine. Speaking of, why don't we deal with that as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Leona, how you doing?
Probably not too well.
So, let me tell you, I took this week to have a good long think about what actually happened to you.
Mhm.
And I think I've settled on something that makes sense thematically and is also really cool. So I'll go it over with you.
Okay.
Your character, Leona, she has a limited psionic ability, yes?
Yes.
Very limited.
Whether we call it more magical or not, regardless.
We still need to work on psionics in this world, but
Mhm.
even so, you have some form of brain power.
Sure.
Big thunk.
I call it willpower.
Yeah. So, in that moment, when Dursa's lance impaled your chest and went straight through your heart, in that moment you were filled with such zeal, such determination to protect the children. It manifested in a way, instantaneously, in a way you could never believe it could have, but you simply willed it to. In the moment that she pulled her lance from your chest, you formed a psionic link with your heart and forced the now gaping wound in it to shut.
Oh.
And now you are
God, that's so
permanently concentrating on keeping it shut. You have to concentrate on it every single moment, which is why you are permanently exhausted. On top of that, it's likely that your heart is no longer working, so you also have to manually, rhythmically beat it with your psionic ability. You've heard of manual breathing before, but now get ready for manual beating your own heart.
Beating. Holy
Oh my
shit.
Hell yes.
With that, however, that does mean that any slight deviation upon you controlling the beating of your own heart, if that happens in real life, that can cause a heart attack. This can be extremely bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Therefore, because technically under some cases I want you to stay alive, but I do believe you also should have died, I'm gonna do this. Until you can find a way to heal your broken heart, I'll be asking you to roll a fort save every day. And should you fail the fort save, that will be the day that you can no longer maintain your heart. And
Oh dear.
you will probably die.
Ooh.
How I will do
okay.
this is it'll be a DC 10 fort save. No, pardon me. It'll be a DC 5 fort save. And it will increase by 5 every successful check. Any attempt to remove the exhausted condition from you will succeed, but it will incur an additional check.
Ooh,
Honestly,
okay.
the sanguine perfection preventing dying is pretty powerful. I personally don't mind, especially when you
So-
when you go so far into the negatives. I think it's fair. I like it.
Mhm.
personally.
I feel like that's fair. I'm not trying to go back on what I said.
If you only just barely went over, I wouldn't do much, but I was several times dead. So.
You were several times dead. Yeah, this is why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to let you off scot-free, as it were.
Right.
I agree
So, yeah.
personally. I don't know
I'm
what you
trying
guys
to
think.
see if there's any just a way to mitigate any just as contingencies upon contingencies. I'm just scrolling through
What is your total fort, Leona?
Me, currently 17, plus 17.
Plus 17. So you've got a few days where you're almost guaranteed to survive. Just don't nat 1.
yeah.
You'll be fine.
Don't say that.
Just don't nat 1.
Now,
Knock
okay.
on wood.
Would if in
What
the
we
event that
need-
she does
What?
fail the fort save, does she immediately drop dead, or does she drop into dying? Or
I was going to say to kind of give to not just have it spring on you like you're dead today. I was thinking of saying, how about you roll me what was it going to be? Roll me 4d6. That's how many hours you have.
okay.
What was it? It was 24 divided by.
It'll be fine. We'll work it out.
You'll
The
be fine.
things that we'll need
Yeah.
is either a cleric powerful enough to cast Regenerate, or a paladin with lay on hands with Regenerate,
Indeed.
which they can get at level 12.
Ooh.
Anyways,
Well,
True.
yeah, that's true.
I'm not suggesting anything, but
mhm.
We'd have to get there first. That's the
Yeah.
that's the
correct.
sticky
We would have
wicket.
to get there first. So.
Mhm.
Chaotic quickly editing Lord Way's sheet.
Oh no, I was already. Oh, no, you misunderstand. I know paladins well, and honestly, anytime I build them, I always go that route every single time. It's
No,
the-
you're good. You're
the
good.
injury, which gives you fast healing, and then at level 12 regeneration,
I'm-
it just makes perfect sense to me.
I'm being a shit, man. It's fine.
Oh man. Okay. So yeah, we have a literal physical timer and a social timer. Great. Okay. All right.
Physical timer, social timer. Oh, you guys just love timers, don't you?
Oh boy. All right.
Only
So,
if they're cooldowns.
yeah. Okay. So, I think with that, what do you guys think? Do we want to wait until nightfall and then leave, or
Would
I
we
think
be able
traveling-
to? Would we be able to keep the princess well covered if we went at nightfall?
So in your current position, yes, there's a lot of tree cover. It would be what you might have called too risky in any other situation, but in this one, I think you're willing to just risk it, because you mean, if you think about it, a slight turn of a leaf could reveal the moonlight upon upon her. However, so long as you're careful, this is probably the safest place she could be.
Well, beyond that, I imagine the carriage has to have curtains, and if it doesn't have curtains, we can always hang up heavy blankets or something.
It does have curtains that were torn a little in the attack. However, you could probably patch it up if you found something.
You know, if Rena was here, because, she's the one that... he's the one
You're
that...
good.
he's the one that does sewing and whatnot.
that does sewing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We don't know where he is at the moment.
yeah.
Hopefully survived.
Hopefully, but it would be possible.
Profession Maid could probably cover it well enough. It's not going to look great, but it would be serviceable.
It would be serviceable.
And you know what? You've got the two forge masters here. I'm sure we could figure out something.
True.
Indeed.
Okay.
So taking the time until nightfall to make
Forge you a
sure that the
pacemaker?
carriage... Forge me a pacemaker.
God, that'd be fucking cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just like a
imagine it's
steampunk
like a-
pacemaker.
An iron band that goes around the heart, both keeping it shut and making it beat. It looks kind of like a hand, just like
Oh,
someone
yeah.
squeezing.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, that'd be so cool. All right. Well, we're in
Until nightfall, it would be the time for us all to work on making the carriage as safe as possible for Elia, and asking the kids what they're thinking and if they have anything that could be helpful, anything they brought or any thoughts. We're generally here to protect them, but don't entirely treat them like
Okay.
So that is my
Well-
suggestion.
Okay. In that case, if you're happy to wait until nightfall, we shall do that. First of all, give me a profession maid check.
You get +7 on that.
Profession
To
made.
work.
Here we go.
For the working on the carriage.
+7.
Is that with a +7, Florentina?
Yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah, brother.
Good grief. All
That
right.
+7 is really doing numbers for us.
Oh yeah.
So you guys work hard at it. You do have to patch some holes with tears you've made off of your own garments, but so it's surprisingly a pretty good job. You hope that so long as nothing happens to the carriage, it should hold. Speaking of, the carriage is a little beat up, but it's doing okay. As you do this, you also notice that your two horses, and your one shaman are absolutely knackered after the chase they just did. It's likely that if another chase began, it would not fare as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also partially why we're resting so long, too. Just,
Yeah.
Catch our breaths a little bit.
As this happens, you guys are working away at the carriage, and you hear something on the wind. An all too familiar, loud, reverberating boom.
Oh, okay.
It's coming from your north.
It sounds like a sword was dropped again. Corthus is hard at work.
Yeah.
Indeed. Unfortunately, you are far too far away to see what it might have been.
The tree cover doesn't let us see.
The sword of Damocles is swinging. I suppose one of you could... Actually, no, I'm not going to say anything.
Oh.
I'm not going to say anything. I need to shut up. I need to stop giving you guys suggestions.
It's okay. No, by all means.
No! So.
While you guys are working on the carriage, I speak to the kids. While I'm sitting there, Flam probably also kind of keeping an eye on me as well. So,
Well. Go on.
Actually,
I feel the need to ask, my lords and lady, how you are feeling.
I wanted to ask something. Averin will step forward.
I look to him. My pain obvious across my face, but, the same steely determination as always.
You said that you wanted someone to scout ahead and see what would be the safest road. Unfortunately, we don't have Rena here, and he was the quietest maid. Therefore, I would like to volunteer myself to be the scout. I am small and more unassuming. I think maybe it would be best for me to go and spy ahead and maybe see what the enemy has in wait for us. And I promise not to go and fight anyone.
quick question, Florentina. What is your stealth skill? Non-existent. Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, we have precious few options at this moment. So.
-3 if you wanted to know.
+3 on my end.
+4.
Yeah, but
I'm not doing things right now. So
yeah.
That is a brave offer, Lord Averin. make sure to take it into consideration. I would much prefer not, but looking at the options we'll have, perhaps you and another, perhaps you, I will take it into consideration. Thank you, my lord.
You're welcome. Just don't forget, I have a sword too, and even if I'm not as strong as you, I want to fight. It was Struworth that said that it was up to me to protect my sister, right? I want to do that.
Thank you, Ephraim.
Solar, real quick. I don't have knowledge martial, but would I be able to make a check to determine like his capabilities at this point?
Sure, go ahead.
I have knowledge martial.
Go ahead, assess the child.
All right. What would you like me to roll?
For you, what classes did you have?
I have Titan Fighter and Bloodrager.
Okay, both of those are martial classes. I like the I was talking to Chaotic about this. I really like the thing that Baldur's Gate 3 did, where you're allowed to make certain checks because you are a certain class.
Oh yeah.
Because you get a bonus to it at least.
Okay.
I always liked how certain things was you could intimidate people with advantage. Why? Because barbarian. That's why.
Valid.
It was always great.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me. If you want, just go ahead and roll me a check with your BAB added to it.
Okay.
I feel like that kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Just as a martial combatant, you have a natural ability to sense another martial combatant's ability.
Okay.
Well, you can do that, and I'll do a martial, which is a lot less, but you know.
Yeah, but you know.
No, you're good.
You probably get a more intuitive thing.
Okay.
Yours is more intuitive. Mine's more academic.
Yeah. Because likely you've probably been aware of his training that he's been getting.
From Florentina,
like more,
yes.
Yeah, like more active knowledge.
Averin is a level 3 swashbuckler. And
he leveled up quick.
Hell yeah.
He did level up. He was level 2 previously, and then he leveled up to level 3 due to your training.
Like son. Or like grandfather like grandson.
He is actually the highest level of the 3 children, I believe. Or no, I think Ellie was also level 3. But either way, he is probably the most skilled combatant out of the 3. You know that he knows how to parry and riposte. He knows how to use the longsword he has, and he is showing some limited receptiveness to whatever it is that creates a Path of War class.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty
Scarlet
good.
Path.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. He is at least showing that his training, because it is you who is training him, it is Florentina at least, that he is showing some knack for it.
Good.
However, that is more or less it. His abilities are that a level 3 swashbuckler.
All right.
I mean, level 3 is still not bad compared to
three,
like
no.
an average, a warrior raised from the field. He's still better than that. That's something. So
Yeah, he's ready to start his own D&D campaign.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. He's ready to become his own adventurer. Yeah.
He's
You
ready
guys
to give his
didn't
own
realize
secret prince backstory.
Yeah.
You guys didn't realize it, but we are not the main characters. He is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. He is full of main character energy.
He really
but he is he's also full of childish innocence. He hasn't really had a... Yeah, he's a perfect main character.
Yeah.
So okay. So we have that now. I actually do have an idea. However, let's go ahead with the rest of the children first.
Okay.
So Theo is ever silent. It seems that if
I
he
also
has,
remind them that they're part of the collective at the moment too. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Well, if Theo has some spell that would help, he doesn't seem to make it known. But
he is like 6, so
Yeah.
I believe he is not of equal level to Averin. I will say that.
He probably
he'll be
has.
lucky if he's even level 1. So
Yeah. He
Mhm.
my estimation on that is he's probably like a single NPC class with a couple of spell-like abilities at this point.
Mm-hmm. You know that he has the feat still spell,
Mhm.
but that's it.
Yeah. He probably got that because he's a
or
human.
with silent spell, right?
Yes, pardon me. Silent spell.
Yeah.
As for Elia, she has been quiet this whole time. Her eyes have been gazing up at the faint light that pierces through the trees in some areas, though of course not where she is.
Mhm.
I have an idea that I would like to share with you. As you know, my affliction comes from a bloodline, something of a sorcerer's bloodline. And because it is the thing that is killing me, I was never actually schooled in the art of magic. But I do know that there are some sorcerers out there that have some natural proclivity towards channeling their bloodline into certain abilities. I have never been able to convince Struworth
I
to allow me
apologize,
to
2
try
seconds.
that.
Oh.
Oh.
I shall wait.
Oh. Something happened.
Pause.
Yep.
Ah!
Oh. Ah! Ah! Oh no! She's dead.
The GM died.
Oh no!
Congratulations, you won.
Oh dear.
We got assassinated through the window.
I think I fixed it. I'm sorry.
All right.
No, you're good. Did you need me to begin
Don't you
again?
fucking do it again, you piece of shit. God
Oh
damn it.
no!
Oh no!
My headset's turning off randomly. I just plugged it in so that it could get some power.
Oh.
And there it goes again.
Oh no! Oh.
Give it a second.
Yeah. In the meantime, posted a very accurate GIF of what the heart thing is.
Yeah.
It's literally the fucking
Oh,
JoJo
God.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, keep beating, damn it!
Yeah.
Come on! Keep going!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold it steady to stop the heartbeat, and then just rapidly start it back up again.
Blowing air into the aorta.
Okay. I tried a different USB port. It's working so far.
All
So
right.
we'll see what happens.
You hear us just fine?
All right.
For the moment, it's still going.
All right. Perfect. Let's go.
So the last thing I heard, I'm sorry, was her saying there are some sorcerers out there.
Okay. I shall begin again.
There are some sorcerers out there that seem to possess some proclivity towards their bloodline beyond casting spells. Something like some natural ability they can manifest. I have never been able to convince Struworth to let me attempt to do such a thing, for reasons I'm sure you can understand, but I wondered perhaps this could help us in some way.
Potentially. Am
If
I?
only you. You're probably still there. You were all just
Right.
you guys are just busy fixing things. I mean, you
Mhm.
could still talk, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. I've heard of. Well, yours truly has a bit of abyssal bloodline in her, so I understand where you're coming from with that. Something like that is risky because a lot of that those bloodline abilities are still tied to magic and spells.
We don't know enough just yet for you to be able to make use of it.
Right.
Not at least enough that we would deem that we'd be deemed comfortable with you putting to use. We don't know how it could damage you internally if something were to go wrong.
If the good doctor were still here, perhaps maybe you could try and would see what happened, but I agree. We don't know whether it would harm you or not for you to try to manifest such a thing. But it's better that we keep in mind regardless. It is not us rejecting what you say outright, my queen.
I understand. I wanted to make you aware, since we are so limited on options right now.
It is
I
better
thank you
that
for at least
all-
hearing me out.
It is better that all options be on the table and aware. The more information we have, the better we can manage it.
Indeed. Very well.
For now, my lords and ladies, the best option we seem to have is to use the cover of night. You will have to remain in the carriage, of course, Elia. We will make our way towards the way gates where Lord Way, the one known non... one of the only lords who did not sign the Liber Nominum may well still be a strong ally that we might be able to shelter with. And of course, it also happens to be in the direction that Enom has pointed out for us, almost as if all the lines are coming together to point us in one obvious conclusion. That we must go. Lord Haverin, out of all of us, perhaps you are the best for scouting forward. You have never been part of my collective abilities before, so I will tell you as best I can how it works and its range. What I wish is that you remain within that range and that I can speak with you as necessary. It gives you enough space ahead to be able to see what could be in front of us that we do not, and enough that I can ensure that you are still safe. For that is our one and foremost priority, is to keep the three of you safe.
He gives you a energetic Frumian salute.
I won't let you down, Leona.
I don't imagine you will. Not as a student of Florentina. This seems to be our option for now. And we should follow it through to its conclusion.
All right, in that case, he will set about preparing his things.
And I teach him as best I can how the collective works, more so showing how he can think to it, how to think to me. I'm like, it's not really hard. It's like thinking to yourself, but kind of aiming it at me, as it were. Probably takes a little bit of time to get him used to that, but
Yeah. How far can he go before he loses the connection?
The collective was, I swear to God, I wrote it down somewhere. I think I actually didn't write it down, but I can look it up very easily.
I think it's...
It covered the whole range of the
Yeah, it
castle.
covered the whole
remember
range of the
that.
castle. Yeah.
Let's see. Is it this one? Yes. So collective. Not 15th level, which would be really nice, but 100 feet plus 10 feet per zealot level, so he can go out to 220 feet from me.
220 feet. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
If it was 15th level, it could be anywhere. So.
Oh, wow.
As long as you're on the same plane. And then at 19th level, it's even across planes. So.
Oh my god. Just instantly Skype call everyone you need.
I'm going to break the laws of physics.
I'm going to post in SF work,
SF work.
in general.
General.
Oh my god, no.
All right. So.
Well, all right. If there's nothing else, then I will skip ahead to nightfall. Leona becomes our Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. True.
Yeah.
All it takes is one bad day.
Yeah.
Oh
This
my
has been
God.
a pretty bad day, you know.
This is a very bad day.
Yeah. This has been a pretty bad day, all things considered. Anyway.
And of course, through the collective, I'm speaking with. I mean, you guys are both there, so you can hear everything. But you know, if you have objections, of course, you know you can state them. So.
It'd be really interesting if Theo was able to like the way that Theo spoke was only through the collective. It'd be kind of interesting.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
he
I guess
chooses to do so. As it stands,
guess
I've
he
told him he
can.
can, but
Yeah.
sounds like he isn't. So.
Yeah. It's just me. You know, my private
He's still
musings.
a little shy boy.
Yeah.
No, but you do make a good point.
Mhm.
Anyway, nightfall arrives, and Theo prepares himself to set out.
Wait, what?
And
Averin. Not Theo.
sorry, pardon me, I'm getting mixed up. Theo just left. No.
He just walked off and nobody said anything. And then we're like, wait, where is he going?
Where'd he go?
Anyway, Averin prepares to set out. And he proceeds ahead of you, and he stays just on the edge of the range of your collective, and reports back to you that there is so far nothing found on the path. No soldiers.
All right. In that case, I think we get our...
This would be worth something, actually. Give me a second, I'm sorry.
Well, in that case, I think we get our carriage up and back on the road and get it back up and running.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any more precautions you're taking stealth-wise, or are you just traveling?
Mostly, I mean, insofar, there's not really much you could do to hide a carriage. That's why we're traveling at night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're probably not running full speed. We're probably just trundling along. And the
Trundling
precaution
along.
we're taking is Averin is scouting, and if there's something ahead, we can go off-road.
Indeed. So I shall move you.
I would like
forward.
to also give Averin, it's a magic item. Magic items are able to kind of shift to fit the person.
Yeah.
My lenses of situational sight. It can give him detect magic, see invisibility, or dark vision. So.
Very useful.
Ooh.
I show him what each color does, the green, the pink, and the purple, so that he knows, if he needs to, if he's like, thinks he could see something, but he's not quite sure, probably best to pop down that dark vision lens.
Yep.
And they can be used for, each set of filters can be used for 10 minutes in 1 minute increments. So I'm like, only use it if you need to.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
it doesn't last forever.
All right. So, you guys travel to the edge of the forest. You see before you a bright, moonlit sky across a large plain of fields that are being tilled and farmed. Basically, a long swath of farmland.
Mm-hmm.
There is not much growing at this point, as harvest has been and gone. However, a gentle layer of frost does sit upon the dirt. Now I will do a quick roll for Averin.
Come on, Averin, be a dex build.
Let's
Put me
be
to
a dex
shame,
build.
kid. Put me to shame, kid.
Well, right now he's actually rolling a perception check.
Be a wisdom build. Well, I mean, if he's a swashbuckler, I guess.
Charisma
yeah,
and dexterity are probably his best stats.
Well, it would actually be wisdom if it's swashbuckler, because swashbuckler, all of their
stuff's charisma based.
Yeah. Panache is charisma.
Panache is charisma? I thought it was.
Yep.
Wisdom.
Yeah, it's a
Fair
gunslinger.
Wisdom
That's
is gunslinger.
wisdom.
Ah, yep. That was
Yeah.
It.
So in other words, that -2 makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Still good roll.
He reports back to you no visible signs of activity.
All right.
Sure, maybe the fields are brightly lit, but it's still night, still harder to see from the air, and there are fields that not fully harvested yet, but they can provide some cover as well. So
Exactly.
if we see anything in the sky, we need to immediately pull over and try to stay still, just in case.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you going to proceed forward?
Well, Averin didn't say he saw anything, so
yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
I will say it is now 11 o'clock. Now moving on to midnight.
All right.
You guys move out of the forest now, more properly, and begin traveling down the road, and you start seeing signs for that a wayward bridge.
Okay.
Averin still reports no visible signs, but you are now getting out of the Kingswood and you are into more inhabited land.
Yep.
You do go by some cottages, some hunters' cabins, some fields and farms, things like that, but you don't seem to awaken anyone. In fact, you find some houses to be, from what you can see, seemingly abandoned with no lights on.
Okay. I don't know if that bodes good or not.
That's probably not.
I mean,
good.
they could just be asleep, but,
Yeah. Either
you
asleep
proceed
or,
onwards. Assuming you proceed onwards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You proceed on another hour to 1 in the morning. And I will have Averin roll another check.
I can aid him through my collective for a +7.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's another
In that
thing.
case, he does have something to report back.
I was going to say, because it's kind of like I'm helping guide his eyes because he's not well trained at it. So I kind of tell him, look this way. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear?
Remember to look up.
Okay.
Look up.
I can see, just for a moment, across the being lit up by the moonlight, I can see that there were some large griffins flying in the sky, though quite a few miles from here, they were just tiny specks. It was like just a few of them, though, maybe 5 or 6.
Which direction? North, south?
To the south. It seems that maybe there are some still looking for us.
I don't imagine that they're going to stop looking, although it seems as though they might think that we were going to flee further south. After all, to some extent, it does sound rather insane for us to move in the direction we are. South, away from the combat, would make more sense, as far south as we could go.
Probably to the Waldenbergs.
You didn't tell Duke Corothus that we were going north. At least, I don't think you did.
Lady, your sister, when speaking with him, said that we were on the trail of something that could lead to a cure for her, as a assurance that she would be perfectly set for the throne when she took it, but not what that something was. So no, there was no mention of what. And so far as I am aware, he is not aware that we have a special guest with us either.
Good.
Is Enon
Which
part of our
then
collective?
which actually brings the thought, because I think I could fit one more. I should probably ask if he would be willing to be part of it. At this point, he's just as in this as we are. So,
Yep.
so Averin has told us we'd see some griffins to the south. So,
If you do, yeah, Enon will accept.
sure. So this will probably just happen now. So
Yeah.
I'll go out and I will just ask him real quick. He'll say yes. I will touch him for a moment, and our minds will meld.
And he'll be flooded with
Now he
the
is
Discord
part
call.
of the Discord call.
Ba-dum.
Such
Wait,
a
if he's from the
strange
north,
magic.
If he's from the north, does that mean he's going to have server trouble? Like server
He's gonna
connection
have
trouble?
he's gonna have a slight lag.
Why does it say ping 302?
That'll fix over time. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I speak to him in the head, make sure that everything's connected right, and I'm just like, we are just as in. We are glad that you are along with us, and we are just as in this as you. So hopefully we get where we're going. We get you home. We keep our end. You keep yours.
We're all brothers and sisters in our fight against place you're from now.
Against the tyranny of Joran, yes.
Were you to ask me a few days ago, I would have said there's not much difference. But we shall see. You have so far kept your oaths, and seem to show some form of honor. I cannot help but respect that.
A nod is what I would pretty much offer in response, I think. Just
Mentally nods.
mental nod.
Mental nod.
ASCII stars nods ASCII star.
I'm sure you can flash kind of emotions or images to a certain extent across.
Shut up, Wuten. Server banned for 5 minutes.
User
Anyway,
timeout.
What? Why is there a what's a Nisuf warning, and why is it in Florentina's smut corner?
No. Oh God.
I'm the server manager. I could see.
Oh God. Anyway, you proceed onwards. Another 3 hours to 4 a.m.
Averin, how are you holding up? Are you getting tired?
Oh, I'm fine. Not tired at all. I can keep going. It seems to be getting a little lighter now, but it's not morning yet. Oh, I do see something ahead.
What do you see?
It's more farmland, but we're coming up to a junction in the road, a four-way one, and on one side of it, there looks to be a building. What is that? It's a tavern, and it seems to have its lights on.
Hmm. Well,
I can't seem to make anything else out.
With a +5 instead of a -2, he would have 13. Okay.
Still not enough, I'm afraid.
Nope, that's fair. We have enough provisions for the road to make it where we would be going. I don't see a need for us to pull over. Those at the tavern may not well know who we are, if they were a traitor or not. But any sighting of us would still be something that could help Joran's forces in tracking us down, should they ask.
it might be prudent to keep going and maybe save a tavern visit for further on down towards that away.
Unless, and she'll say it in the collective to the two maids, to the other to the maids rather. Unless while making small talk, we make mention that we were heading towards the Waldenbergs. That way, if someone does come asking,
Spread falsehoods. That might not be a bad idea. Not stay for long, pick up some provisions, ask for directions, speak on heading towards the lands of Waldenberg.
perhaps just one of us.
That may not be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the best bluff check?
We got a 5.
I got a 4.
You got a 3.
Well, I mean, I'll be giving you a +7, so you know.
Yeah. I could probably step in for that. Yeah.
I've got a 2.
All right, who's going to finish the countdown?
Just
Theo's got a 1.
Theo just
I've got a 7. Though I don't think I could make it into the tavern.
Yeah, that'd be a bit unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Maiden Heaven's our gal.
Mm-hmm. So with that, really,
We'll have you pick up a few goods, ask for directions, say we're heading in that direction. There's trouble up north, and we're,
something else that might
leaving.
Also help with the bluffing is making mention that you heard a some kind of big blasting noise overnight.
Mhm.
and then be like, "Yeah, we didn't see what was happening. But with it plus news from up north, we think it's better to just head south."
We're heading south. Heading,
Okay.
heading south for the winter. Okay. In that case, I'll go ahead. I am going to just very quickly just. Do we have like cloaks, like traveling cloaks or something that I could put on to disguise my maid outfit?
I don't know. Do you? Do you have a cloak of resistance?
Let me see.
If
I
you
don't, but
I can lend
Flam
you-
does.
I can lend you my cloak too,
Mm,
just real quick.
okay.
Okay.
I'll go ahead. I'll just take Flam's cloak here,
That works.
just to
All right.
just as a temporary thing here, just to as I make my way into the tavern.
Okay. With that, I need you all to roll a pee break.
Tea break time.
Pee break time.
Break.
All right.
I almost had you, didn't I? You thought I was gonna say roll initiative.
All right.
I got an 11. Do I make it?
No, you pee in
miss.
the shower.
I pee right here. I just
You pee right here.
It's just at your desk. All right. We'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a bit.
You'll have to tell me what
And-
it was later, Chaotic.
Oh. All right, and we're back. Hello.
Hello! Welcome back. Right. Oh my god!
It's not what I expected, honestly.
That scared me. Oh my god!
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
I apologize. All I know is it
It's fine.
said Spider-Man, you said Spooderman, and my brain said push button, see what happens.
Boom.
Dun dun dun. Alright,
All right.
so. It was Maiden Heaven proceeding forward towards the tavern, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the carriage doing? Where is it going? Is it going up to the tavern as well?
Probably sitting back for a little bit until she does everything, and then we will continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. As you walk up to the tavern, you're walking down the road, and suddenly you see Averin pop out of the trees and is now walking by your side. Maiden?
Oh. Okay.
Pops out of the wheat.
Pops out of the hedgerow. That's what it's called.
Good work, Averin. Now, go on back to the carriage. You've earned some rest. I'm going to do some reconnaissance of my own.
Oh, but can't I come with you?
Right now, I don't think that's a very good idea. We don't want to risk anyone recognizing your face, right?
Or his really, really nice clothes.
You know, you're
Because he's probably still in really nice clothes.
right.
He
Right.
is.
Yeah.
A noble's outfit.
Fine.
He kicks
gonna-
his legs and
I'm going to
then
do a bit of throwing people off our trail.
Okay.
You know what? I'll keep the collective on to give you a little bit of a demonstration. How's that sound?
Okay, fine. That's fair.
he will walk back to the
All right.
carriage.
All right. And I will be right back because Adora has decided, you know, it's her pee break time. So
Oh.
just one second.
Perfect timing.
Well, if it was ever going to happen at some point.
That's
All
true.
right. There we go. Okay. Proceed.
Okay. So, you proceed up to the tavern, and you can now, in the dim lights it has on outside, one small oil lantern gently rocks in the wind next to an equally rocking sign that says "The King's Arm."
Okay. Well,
It is at this moment that you see, standing in front of the tavern, or more like leaning at the sign of the tavern, puffing on a pipe, is a rather old-looking elf. More, well, it's very hard to tell when it's an elf, but definitely an elf that has made it into their years.
mm-hmm. Okay.
You see it in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He puffs on his pipe and then seems to notice you. Whoa there, stranger.
Good evening, sir. Just coming in to grab some supplies for the road ahead.
You come from the capital?
Yes, we're trying to make our way as quickly south as possible.
He then stands up and walks closer to you. Then, if I might be so bold as to inquire, what is happening over there? There has been smoke rising traveling downwind all day. We have heard the most hellish noises. Griffins flying in the sky. Cavalrymen riding by.
Sadly,
Prithee, tell me, what is happening?
sadly, your guess is as good as mine, but from where we could see, it's pandemonium.
Shit.
Oh, shit!
Sorry,
Are you all right,
dropped my
sir?
keys.
Are you all right, sir?
Why? He's just
Continue.
nervous. He dropped his keys.
I did
Spaghetti
see that-
everywhere.
From what I did see, there was red banners of... Is it red banners of Corthus?
It's blue banners, of course.
Blue banners. Okay. Red banners are...
Red is
Joran.
gone to kill.
Okay.
Yeah.
From what I could see, there were blue banners of House Corthus. But beyond that, I'm not sure what's going on. Me and my family went on. As soon as pandemonium started, we got on horseback and are riding away as quickly as we can down to Waldenberg's.
I see. Could you roll me a bluff check, please?
Yes.
I'll
Give you a
fetch
plus
pic-
7.
I'll
Okay.
fetch you a picture of this man while that is happening.
It's a funny thing that if I'm sitting there giving advice on things to say, I can legitimately actually be giving you advice on things to say.
13! All right.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
I mean, he might just be level 1. You never know. He's not a failure automatically.
I certainly hope so.
He fixes you with a suspicious stare.
It's sir.
Strange to see a battle maid these days.
So he saw your outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. What family do you serve? If you don't mind me inquiring.
Might be good to sense this man's motive.
I would like to sense this man's motive. May I sense this man's motive?
You may sense this man's motive.
All right, with a plus 7, that's... Oh my fucking god. I should have sent Averin down here. He's been getting better rolls than me all day.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Even so,
Mm-hmm.
you are able to get a vibe from him. His suspicion is seemingly not malintended.
Mm-hmm.
That's a word.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it is more born from concern.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell you're not giving him the whole truth, but it doesn't seem to be as though it's
Right.
like, because I'm
Right.
going to report to somebody, it's more like,
Yeah,
probably
he-
scared for us,
for
scared
his-
for him,
yeah,
and there's
for
just
him.
something going on that he doesn't know.
How do I word this?
Do we want to give him a little bit more of the truth? Maybe
Well,
something that's not a lie, just more of a, lie
so
to
he
omission.
noticed that I'm a battle maid.
Mhm.
Are there other battle maids that serve noble houses in the big city, or is it just the Roswalds?
I would say there are, but it's mainly a Roswald thing. It's mainly an Alvor thing.
Of course, it's mainly an Alvor thing. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean the commoners know that, but they also
Right,
might.
right.
Word travels.
Yeah, word travels and yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
I mean, I can just leave it to you if you'd rather me.
I was just going to say, well, you've noticed my outfit, obviously. Coming from the big city, there's a reason why we're making haste down south.
I think it would be safe enough to tell him there seems to be battles going on.
Mm-hmm.
Very vicious battles. And we need to... And it might be best that you prepare yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
It could be worth letting him know. That's not a lie.
I think I'm
And,
going to do that, yeah. There seems to
Okay.
be something massive going on. Much bigger than what we were able to handle. And between you and me, if you have the means to do so, be ready to make your way away.
He is quiet for a moment, thinking on your words. So, there is something big happening. And you will be but the first of many refugees. Well, you might as well come in. I can offer you some supplies, but knowing what war can bring to a land, will keep some.
Thank you. And anything you can provide is perfect. Well appreciated.
He offers the door, and he opens it for you and proceeds inward to the tavern,
Mm-hmm.
and then begins walking behind the counter and begins searching under it. It appears to be he owns the place.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There are but a scant few other customers awake at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't seem to have anything particular for Battle Maid. What might you be looking for?
Water, wine, dry
Yeah.
goods,
Yeah.
nuts.
Anything water, wine, any dried goods that might be good for travel? Nuts?
Let's see here. I've got a few of those. Oh, no, those are going off. Here. He pulls out a bottle of some dark liquid. This is a rather strong stout. Should be good for keeping on the road. Won't get infected, won't go off.
Excellent.
You could probably use it to purify some wounds. I'll sell that to you for 3 gold.
Sounds perfect. Thank you.
Here's some dried jerky as well. Terrible on the gums, but should see you through.
Better than nothing. How much for that?
Just give me a silver for it.
All right. I'll set 3 gold
Right.
and 1 silver on the counter for him.
And that will equal 1 trail ration. He will take the gold. So, if you don't mind me asking, you never told me what family you served. Some relative of the Waldenbergs?
I'd like to sense motive on that once more, if I may. He seems
Okay,
to be
go
rather insistent. Sense motive. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, thank you.
He's maintaining quite a neutral expression, but you are able to get something. again, it's not more. You don't sense any ill intent from him,
Mhm.
but he is definitely being pushy. Perhaps he's concerned as to who you are and your involvement in whatever is happening in the capital.
Mhm.
I mean, a group of nobles
Mhm. Mhm.
and their maids fleeing in the middle of the night before any other refugees make their way through.
Yeah.
That strikes you as somewhat suspicious.
To be fair, the whole point was to throw anybody following us off. If you
Right.
said Roswald, that
That might actually.
I mean, to be fair,
yeah.
first off, if that's the King's family running, that would definitely still put up some fucking alarm bells.
Mhm.
Like, So I mean, I'm trying to think if it's good to say that, but even then, we're also trying to. If anybody comes in and says, did the Roswalds pass through? Where were they going?
Yeah.
That's kind of why we're in here. So
Yeah.
probably
Well,
up to your discretion.
I, in that case, will cut my. Well. Very well. I will make my way over here, and I will very distinctly cover the sides of my cheeks to block anyone that might be reading lips, and I will mouth to him Roswald's, and then put a finger to my lips. Quiet.
It is a bluff check to convey
Right.
hidden information. Go right ahead.
That is true.
Go ahead and do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a +7.
Yeah. I don't imagine it'd be very difficult to do that, though.
I think it's like DC 10. Hidden messages DC 15 for simple messages.
Yeah.
So.
If there was somebody in the tavern who heard you, they do not show it.
Well, they wouldn't hear me. I mouthed it, I didn't say it.
True.
Yeah.
Even so. His eyes go wide for a moment. And then he goes back to maintaining his normal, neutral expression.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, I think I have some more traveling supplies in the back. Would you mind just meeting me in the kitchen? He points to this door here.
Very well.
And he goes around the other side.
Mm-hmm.
He will open the door for you. You know what? I think I left them outside. Would you mind just helping me look for them?
I think we're good with our jerky and water. Thank you. That feels a little suspicious. Personally.
Sense motive again.
I'd like to sense motive, yeah.
Okay.
This is rather questionable.
You detect no ill intent.
Okay. He might just be making his way outside to be able to speak more candidly.
To talk
about
to
it.
you. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you stay within the collective range.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we're probably
gonna-
parked close, but not, know.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Would
try.
not be in our stations were we not to be suspicious of that at the outset.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make my way right here.
Shut the door.
When you shut the door, he turns around. Listen, when whoever is following you comes to my tavern to ask about you, what do you want me to say?
That we are headed south as far away from the fighting as we can towards the wall. Actually, we have a von Lockwin in the house. We could say we're going.
Oh,
to the
yeah. True.
Solar, real quick, can you show me the map one more time?
Sure. I'll just move
Honestly,
quickly move you back.
the von Lockwin house is actually very fucking close to the Twin Cities. So, although they're a little further this way. But...
Mm-hmm.
Almost exactly 400 miles.
Yep.
Give or take.
Yep.
I'd have to imagine we'd probably end up going this direction.
Yeah.
More than likely, yes.
So it's at least like a 600-mile trip. That's a lot of time.
So, I have a something here. I want.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him continue with Waldenberg. We are actually going to von Lockwin. So
Okay, roll me a bluff check.
yeah, I'd like to do that here. So,
Okay, go right ahead.
so 19. All right. The same thing that I already told you. If someone here comes and asks where we were going, tell them the Waldenbergs.
Very well. I will make you the promise that I will do what I can. If soldiers show up and merely ask, then I will do what I can to help you.
Mhm.
I will tell them that you were traveling to Waldenberg, some strange armored warrior in the night. However, if they start threatening me or my family, I cannot promise that I can still aid you.
I understand. You will do what you can. Keep yourself safe. Keep your family safe. That's all we can ask for in these times.
It's best I can do for the debt I owe to the late king. Do you know the story of this tavern?
No. The King's Arm?
It was once a barn.
Hmm.
Long time ago. Oh, how long ago was it? It was back in 1479. A band of giants came down from the northern mountains, and raided the crossroads here, plundered the cattle and grain. Just before winter. Would have been a death sentence. These giants rounded up all the common folk and stored them in this old barn. He pats one of the beams.
Mm. We slide back over to the tavern now. I think we're good.
Of course.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
But seems Regulus favored us that day, as down from the road came a hardy traveler, a human, and he spoke to the leader of the giants, made a bet with them, on their honor and his, if he could beat the strongest of them in an arm wrestle, that they will leave, and leave all of their ill-gotten gains behind as well. We all thought he was done for. And then he succeeded. And the giants left. To all of our bewilderment. Eventually, I saved up enough to actually buy the barn and convert it into a tavern. Named it after the man who saved us that day.
Quite the legacy.
If only I could do more. Wherever you're going, I wish you luck.
Thank you. And what was your name, by the by?
Peleus Wheathand. But as far as I'm concerned, we never met.
Very well. Thank you, Peleus. I wish you and your
Nods.
family well. And safe journey.
That is you who will need a safe journey. Farewell.
Thank you. And with that, I'll make my way around the tavern and back to the carriage.
You will hear the door open and shut. And the tavern seems to just be a normal tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back to the map.
Woo.
All right.
We did what we did.
Yep.
You did
And
what you
now
did.
And now we go.
You proceed onwards.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Alvor beating giants in an arm wrestle. It makes sense. He's a strong dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Level 20 character does that too.
Yeah. And 14, he was level 20 at the time of that story, technically.
Or just at the end of main campaign. Who's to say he didn't gain some mythic levels, you know?
Yeah.
He uses main campaign
the true
ended
vow of resolve.
1455, I believe, was the end of main campaign. So he would have been level 20.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, lo and behold.
I love it.
Hell
I
yeah.
love it. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Well,
Such is the way of these things.
Mm-hmm.
with our bluff laid and an elf who, so far as it matters, never met us,
Yep.
we'll continue on our way
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Make our way out.
with an
Alright.
extra ration aboard.
That's a
With an
very
extra
expensive ration, but you know what? It's probably a really
Mhm.
good one.
Was an expensive ration.
It was. Desperate
But
times.
It was some good
desperate
stout.
times.
It's got to be some good stout.
Yeah.
Some good dwarven stout.
Oh yeah, if it's from the dwarves in the mount. I mean, even hill dwarves actually probably make a pretty mean brew.
Hell yeah.
All right. So you proceed on another 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Averin back
So-
on the hunt if he's ready. If he's not and he fell asleep, then we'll just let him sleep.
He probably fell asleep. However,
Okay.
it is now 6 a.m. And we're getting to the point of the sun rising.
Yeah.
Should we try to find shelter or should we continue? He did say something about cavalry riding past, so
Yeah.
they may well still be searching the roads ahead of us.
Is there really
Although it
anywhere
seems
we
as though
could-
the Griffins are already heading south anyways, so, they might not be a problem, but
Mhm.
cavalry during the day might still be a problem.
Right.
Question about shamaning. For when we inevitably do, not inevitably, I didn't mean to say that word. Whenever we get the material components for the familiar, if we manage to, is Enom able to send said familiar into the sky to see through its vision?
You don't know what his familiar would have been.
We could ask.
That's also true. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to get a new familiar, well, I suppose that's
could be
open
it.
to him, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I for some reason I thought it was something that flew. So you're correct. I didn't ask anything.
I mean,
worries.
Frida did have a familiar that could fly, and she did once see through it,
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay.
and almost die through it.
Yeah. She almost died through it. Yeah.
Well, Ryoko practiced confessing to her.
Yep.
It was really cute.
It was.
But yes, it is those are things possible. Though I'm not sure. Would Florentina know that?
Probably not off the top of her head, no. So,
Well,
If you have any
So-
knowledge religion, you might at least understand some. So
well, I can at least say that Enam probably would have told you what the ritual was. So I'll just read that from, pardon me, the spirit animal list here.
mhm.
Uh,
And the reason why I asked that, by the way, is for the purposes of, helping us being able to scout ahead going forward.
No, that makes sense. If a spirit animal is lost or dies, it can be replaced after 24 hours through a special ritual that consumes material components worth 500 gold per shaman level. The ritual takes 8 hours to complete. The new spirit animal must be the same sort of creature as the previous one. Okay. There you go. So he needs a one that's the same as the one he had last time.
Yep.
Okay.
As for his shaman level, you're looking at 6,000 gold.
God, he's level 12.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh,
that
boy.
means he's a really fucking powerful
Yeah,
shaman.
he
though.
is.
Jeez.
Yeah, he is.
He did cast legend lore.
Yeah, he did.
It's a very high level spell.
Yep.
But was there anything else?
Sun's
What
coming
are-
up, so... Hey, look, a tavern. We can stay the night.
Hey, look at tavern. Another tavern. Does it look like there's any places nearby, like along the road, that would be feasible to hide a carriage in? Or
Roll
near?
me a perception check.
Okay.
Have
I
a
would
free
do the
plus
same.
7. Have a free plus 7.
Damn.
Baby.
Jesus Christ.
That plus 7 is doing numbers for us.
Mm.
I think Zealot's
Hey.
a really, really good support class.
They are.
Aeon's
Thank you, Barbara.
asshole.
Yo, is that our world's version of Thal's balls? Is Aeon's
Thal's-
asshole?
Aeon's asshole, yeah.
God.
Oh my God.
Great Odin's raven.
Yeah.
Seorsa's Samoza.
It has to. You got to make sure that it alliterates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to. That's the rule.
Yep, them's the breaks. Kid.
Therefore, Seorsa's Samoza. Yeah. So, yeah, that definitely passes. Both of you see that about a mile or so, maybe a little under, off the road, there is another farm, and that farm has a secluded barn. Callistra's gone.
They're really referring to a chicken.
God damn it. Guti. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. All right. Those bars bean sprouts.
That's a nice one. I like that.
That's
that
a
was
good
more of a
one.
nice one.
That's a
That's
good
more
one.
as bean sprouts.
Oh.
It was the PG version of the first one I thought of for Bismarck.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, God.
But that is what you see.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Do we park the carriage and rest and pay the good farm owner for their time, or what are we thinking?
It's a good question because we don't want anybody who's trying to catch us to catch up. If we could just keep moving, that'd be great. But I mean, even the horses need a rest too.
Yeah.
Can't keep pushing them.
Yeah.
Right.
It's better to just rest during the day and move during the night.
Yeah.
So
If you think about it, you haven't rested yet.
Yep.
not from the overnight. So except when we started overnight. So
Yeah.
how many hours have we traveled?
This time you have traveled 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably not going to find another thing within 8 hours that's as good as this spot that you may have found. So it's probably best to rest up and then head on. So.
Yeah. Plus, if we can park the carriage on like one side of the building, it will,
Or in a barn.
or inside of it, yeah. It'll conceal that side of, that side of the building.
Yeah.
So.
Probably best to ask, and commoners probably don't really have much of a fork in the fight, so.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're directly threatened, of course, but
Yeah. Well, Florentina. Oh, excuse me. You're the one driving the carriage. Where do we go?
Are you there, Guti? Oh,
I'm
okay.
here. I'm here. Just
trying to think.
assessing options. It sounds as though we're leaning towards trying to stop at the barn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Even if we can keep going, the horses can't necessarily keep going. So
yeah,
Or Enom, for that matter.
him too.
yeah.
And it's an
All
excuse
right.
to get a rest and gain some more hit points back. So
And get Flam's spells back.
I think,
Yeah.
according to my sheet, I'm at 34. So
Okay. All right. Let's get you guys rested up. Ha! And we're gonna head off towards the barn.
In the carriage, all three of the princes and princess have fallen asleep.
Okay. Good.
One prince over each of Elia's shoulders have just completely slumped over her, and she has fallen asleep herself.
That's cute. That's really cute.
Reminds her what you're fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you proceed a mile off-road. It's not a good road, or lack of. You can tell the wheels are feeling it, but luckily you don't have to travel far along this field-side road where a farmer might one day pull his cart while he tills the land
Mm-hmm.
for the harvest or what have you. You make it to the secluded farm, and you do see a farmhouse about 50 meters away with its lights out. But no signs of activity. It is very early in the morning.
is the sun rising?
Not just yet.
Okay, they could just be asleep, to be fair then.
Yeah.
Farmers are, although some farmers, depending on, are either just before the crack of dawn or the crack of dawn. So.
Mm-hmm.
It's very light out, but the sun has not risen yet.
Yeah.
That's the crack of dawn, so you'd think someone might be up, but we can still knock on the door and ask and pay
Mm-hmm.
for the privilege of parking in the barn or something to rest. And if they ask, honestly, it's probably just best to be frank and say, there's battle coming and we're fleeing, and be ready.
Mm-hmm.
There's funny thought, they're still Elia's subjects. So
Yep.
All right. Who's doing that then?
Would you like to take this one, Guti? I think yours is only
Sure.
one less than me.
My diplomacy, you mean?
I was assuming that was diplomacy.
Yeah, diplomacy or bluff.
I do have a diplomacy too, because I'm technically still in the game. I can still play. So
Yeah.
if you
Would you
prefer,
like to?
I can give that a go. Yeah.
sure, go for it then.
All right.
Any chance I can to ask the GM that I got a full bed rest for extra hit points is never unhelpful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You will be able to if you can stay in this farm. Or at least you'll be able to regenerate hit points. Maybe not full.
There's a number. I'm gonna go look it up. So
Yeah, I know there's like a rule
It is
for it, and I
equal-
also my house rule was always whatever it was. You could also add your con on top of it. I think.
Yeah, it's your character level, I believe.
Yeah. So I always said the rule was character level plus con.
Yeah, it's the number of your hit dice. So, hit dice plus con.
Okay. So you will be able to if you can stay in the spawn.
Yeah.
So, are you going up to the farmhouse? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'll try and probably. I'll probably try and de-equip the more maidly attire, because I
Do you
do
have-
wear like I do wear like armor normally. So
Okay. Yeah, if you have something like a cloak of resistance you can put on, then yeah, I can say you did what Maiden Heaven did and just sort of, hide the maidly parts.
okay, I will do just that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, you proceed up the farm road up to this fairly sizable farmer's house. You step onto the porch and you rap along the door a few times. There is a silence. And after rapping a few more times, the door does eventually open, and out steps a rather tall-looking half-orc. In one hand, he has an old tatty spear, and he holds it rather closely.
Oh, bloody hell. This better be good. What do you want?
Forgive me. I know it's very early, but my family and I have been traveling all night, and we were we were attempting to seek a brief respite and perhaps a little shelter. And we wanted to know if we may be able to pay to to rest our horses in your barn for the day.
Could you roll me diplomacy, please?
Gladly.
You
Plus
get a plus
7.
7.
Plus 7.
His eyes flick from you to the distant carriage, and then back to you.
Bloody hell, lass. You know there are taverns for this sort of thing.
I'm aware, and would that we could, but I'm afraid that our steeds are at their limit. And if that doesn't convince you, then I I still have some energy left in me. I could even aid with a couple of chores around the property for the day.
He waves his big, meaty hand at you.
Lordly lass like yourself would send probably all the bags of grain spilling all over the floor. No, no such thing. Just pay. And I swear to God, do not disturb the animals. You understand?
Clear. Crystal clear.
I swear, if you do take anything,
He kind of pulls his spear a little bit closer.
Why,
I will tell you the watch will know of it. No, some lordly people, I don't care what family you're from. The watch will find you. I've been working my entire life on this farm. Owner's been good to me. I'm not gonna let you mess it up.
What a dream of it, good sir.
Yeah, well, whatever. Let's call it 20 gold a night,
Someone's
and
playing
we'll be
extortion.
on your way.
I pay him 50. As a show of good faith.
He's a little wide-eyed at that. Something tells you he's probably never seen so
secrecy.
much gold.
Pay him that much for
And she'll-
secrecy.
She'll even say that. She'll say, like, as a show of good faith.
Strange, traveling through the night to be so giving of your gold. You in some sort of trouble, lass?
Aren't we all? He says that a little bit of like jokingly.
Okay, mind
Even
mind
though
rolling
I'm
me a
just-
bluff?
No, I'm just fucking. Aren't we all? No. I think I'll shoot a respond to that actually.
Technically, that's not a bluff. It is true.
Yes, it is true. Aren't we all?
Even so, go ahead and roll me one for general.
Her answer is probably gonna be something like what was it 2 nights ago? This point that we heard the the big kaboom.
It was last night.
It was technically this night,
Yeah,
but yeah.
it's about 8 hours ago,
Okay.
roughly. It's like 11.
Essentially
right?
yesterday.
Okay. So
Yeah.
she'll say word is capital's in an uproar. And overnight there was a loud cracking, some sort of loud crashing noise from that direction. Frankly speaking, we don't want to take our chances.
His eyes gaze towards the capital. Even from here, with the bluing night turning into day, you can see the black smoke rising.
Whatever. Just be on your way by morning.
Understood.
If the whole country's still here by then.
And then he shuts the door.
Okay.
We have a spot to rest ourselves for at least 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Although the question is, will we be staying? It might end up being closer to 12 if we'll take off at evening. So
Yeah. Well, You didn't specify exactly how long you were going to stay, but I assumed you would at least be there for a while.
By next
so.
morning, I assume. So
Yeah.
Even so, you pull your carriage into the barn, which is just big enough to fit it, and you are able to shut the doors, completely obscuring it from the sky.
All right.
There are a few animals in here.
Mm-hmm.
A few horses, actually. And a little, I don't know what you'd call it, but a little, like, area for keeping pigs.
Pigsty.
And there's a rather
Horse-tie.
rather large pig mom with several pigs nibbling at her piglets, several little pig babies nibbling at her teats.
That's a sow.
A sow. There you go.
Yep.
A milk sup.
A milksop. Those Britons.
Oh my god.
What the fuck that was?
No,
Back
no,
then.
not that again.
There has
Fuck.
been. You have created an imbalance.
My god.
Anyway.
Yeah. You are now free to long rest if you like.
Yay! All right. Phlegm. Miss
this will be the
don't have
standard
a
character level plus con.
yeah. Standard character level plus con.
Character level plus con.
Yep.
And if Flam feels like using spells, then by all means, I won't say no. I don't know about the rest of you. I'm gonna take several days to be good.
All right, so give me a second. What is her spells per day? So she is going to use all of her spells per day left over. So let's see, that is 7. Second level is okay. So 2 cure light wound or cure medium or cure moderate wounds. So that is 2d8 plus 10. Chaotic, this is for you. 20. And
So
20.
Okay.
All right. Do you?
So I'm
would you like?
sure you don't.
Would
necessarily
you like some more?
Do you mind me telling Solar?
Pardon me, what was that, sorry? Of how many hit points you're at? That's fine.
I was at 34. I added the rest and the 220s. I'm currently at 90 out of 124. So, if you wanted to hit me one more time,
I'm
that's
going to
up
hit you more times.
Okay.
7.
That'll put me at 97.
12.
That puts me at 111, right?
You
I was
said.
at 97. So
All
that
right.
goes to 99, 109. Okay.
All right. So you're at 109 out of 124. What's your con?
124.
What's your con modifier?
Plus 4.
All right. So you're basically good after a single night rest.
If we rest one more night, I'll be good. Yes.
Yeah.
So, or I'll be at full. I'm pretty good now.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Still having some difficulty, but
I've
in
still
fighting order.
Yeah. So I've still got 5 more or 6. Oh, 6 more cure light wounds if anyone else needs them.
Oracle's got a lot of spell slots.
Yeah, they do. They're spontaneous. That's
I
their
don't think
trade-off.
anybody else. I don't think anybody else was hurt. So
Florentina, what's your health?
My health has not changed because I was driving the car.
All right, fair enough. In that case, I think we're all good.
Thank you.
I think we're all good. We'll go ahead.
I face tanked all of that.
You
The See, that's the fucking problem. Okay, I'm the one who's supposed to be dying because I'm the tank.
Well, the thing is, you were up against all of those knights. I was trying to remember if you'd taken damage from that.
I did. Oh, back then I did. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Only their puny wizards could actually deal damage because it was true absolute damage.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll 11 to you.
Oh, you don't have to. I recovered way back then.
Oh, okay. Well, fair
I
enough.
think.
Just in case. I'll recover the spells overnight.
Beautiful. Okay.
Over
Well, that's
day.
appreciated.
So, yeah. Just in case.
Okay.
And you know what? Fuck it. Chaotic.
I only subtracted my
You're gonna be-
HP
you're gonna
with
be
the
at max
magic
HP.
missiles.
I'm at 119 out of 124 now.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Pretty damn close to full. So
All right. There you go. Okay. So, that's all of Flam's spellcasts that need be done. We're going to also cast Mending on the carriage to repair any weathering that it may have experienced. And then,
or help the wheel axles, because we definitely don't need those cracking.
yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that the carriage has been through quite a lot more than most carriages do, but it's holding strong.
Yeah.
When it's more concerning that when you cast Mending on it, you hear it pop and crack as several things go back into place.
Hell yeah. Well, you know what? The it's all in one piece. It's still good. And it restores 1d4 hit points to the object. And I can cast it an unlimited amount of times. So, back up to full. The carriage is now in working order, and now Flam is going to drop sleep. She is not taking day watch at any point.
Luckily,
She
we have someone
conks
who
out
can
on a
survive
pile of
off
hay.
2 hours of sleep.
Yep.
So
Yep. Luckily, Maiden Heaven has a ring of sustenance.
so does Florentina, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Which is why I offered to help the guy, but apparently he's kind of a misogynist, so,
Yep. As they were.
Or just classist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a possibility, yeah.
What he said was, "You lordly types."
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy! If only I could show these Frumians my fucking resume.
Ain't it funny?
Oh, it is.
So, assuming you guys do have someone on watch, there is like a little raised, like sort of a semi second floor to a barn. As you kind of see in some.
The hay
One that
loft.
just kind of the hayloft. From there, you can peek out of some cracks in the roof.
Yeah.
And as the 8 hours go by, in the light of the morning, you can see the distant specks, these V formations, traveling through the sky. They're all over the place. Were you to have traveled in the morning, it was more likely that they would have spotted you eventually, and a chase would have pursued. But they seem to be everywhere now, in all directions, combing the land for something.
Good thing we took shelter.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few moments where you get tense as some get so close you hear the wing beats, but none of them land, and they all pass on.
Okay.
You can also see from your vantage point the road. The road has become increasingly more crowded during the day. Lots of people walking, traveling away from the capital. And still the smoke rises. You then receive a message in your head.
Who receives it?
You do.
Oh.
You know who it's from? It's from Captain Sturven. It says one word. Status.
Let's think how I should respond here.
Dying.
Dying!
Dying, a death, doom. No, I'm kidding. It would not be a... I could probably do something pretty succinct here. Let me open up a fresh notepad. We have up to 25 words, I believe, so...
Verse 3, children are safe.
Children are safe.
Job well done.
Children are safe, eluding pursuit. Children are safe, eluding pursuit. Should probably tell her which way we're going.
Unless she's been
Because-
compromised.
Do you really think, even if she had, well, she, I mean, unless they have her under some kind of mind control, I doubt that she would just willingly. She's probably more like us. It's that kind of, she would die for her honor.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
or rather, as long as I've known Captain Sturven, has she been a woman of honor? The
She's
same
been
sort of steely regard that I have.
She's been maybe honor isn't the right word for Lindia Sturven. It's more that she is a woman that believes nothing is more important than getting the job done, no matter the cost.
So where I'm a little bit more honor bound in a sense, she is more of the I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Random question. As part of the Maiden's Grey, just as a fun world building idea,
Yeah.
because, you know, we would be used to having to deal with magics. Could it be a thing that, I mean, I'm trying to think, because to be fair, if you're already under mind control, it's kind of hard for you to, you can kind of act within the mind control to a certain extent, right? Would you say that?
Yes.
Or is it that you basically have to act as, like, with the
It dep-
intent of the mind control? Like, it's not just
I
the
think it
literal interpretation of what they say, but you have to act with the intent that they intend as well.
I think it depends upon the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, like for example, I think
Charm person
dominate
would be an example.
dominate yeah, charm person is you are charmed. You have your mind has
consider
been
you a
altered.
friend.
Yes. Whereas dominate is more just bending you to someone else's will. You
So a
cannot
charm
resist them.
A charm would be more you act, but you act with still kind of within your own, with your own intent. And
Yeah.
dominate is you have to act as the master intends for you to act.
Yep.
Yeah. You may
Okay,
have some free will, but if the master says you have none, then you have none.
Yep.
Okay, I was just curious because I had an idea of maybe like a secret code word you use if like you're talking to other Grey Maidens and you're under some kind of influence and you know you are. So
I would say there's probably something for that, some form of code, but I
That's
will
not
tell you
what
that
we
Lindia
got.
did not use it.
Slice my own throat before I slice the throat of anything I'm supposed to protect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my brother wanted to offer me some cookie dough.
Yum.
Oh.
Tasty.
Yum.
It was very yummy.
Good.
He says that I hate him, but I don't.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was just curious as to whether or not that could be a thing. That's all. So,
No, I think that makes sense, and I will say you do not see it here.
okay.
All right.
So we're probably safe enough letting her know. So,
Yeah.
because I mean, to be fair too, if they feel they can spare anything, they might be able to also go in that direction. So,
Mhm.
so I'm going to say children are safe, eluding pursuit, moving to
That away.
an ally, maybe. I'm trying to think what the probably say moving to one good ally, comma, way, Lord Way. Perhaps children are safe, eluding pursuit, moving to one good ally, Lord Way. I'm trying to. I should also say children are safe, eluding pursuit, moving to one good ally, Lord Way. we by saying children are safe, that means the 3 of them are safe.
Yep.
I should probably say household compromised, because she may not necessarily know the household itself is fallen. So, because they've been in the capital, they don't know if they came. They actually don't know if they came down to us. So,
Right.
so children are safe, eluding pursuit, moving to one good ally, Lord Way. Household compromised.
Nearing
All-
bridge.
All maids but Rena.
Accounted for.
Safe would be better because it's 1 word instead of 2.
Yeah.
Safe. I am badly wounded. Children are safe, eluding pursuit, moving to one good ally, Lord Way, that's 12. Household compromised, 14. All maids but Rena, safe, that's 19. I am badly wounded, that's 23. If
All
we
right.
got anything else that could be useful for 2 words, then we can try.
Nearing bridge.
Nearing bridge.
Nearing that a wayward.
Nearing bridge. She probably knows exactly what we mean if we say bridge.
Yeah, nearing bridge.
So that is 25 words. So I will go ahead and put this in the chat, and we will make that the official response.
All right, good deal. Also, thank you, Paul, for 5 gifted subs, 5 gifted memberships. Happy
Ooh.
holidays and birthdays. I do have a holiday thing planned. It's not a holiday reading, but it's something else. I think you'll enjoy it. Good deal. All right.
Tonight, we fuck the whole Christmas tree.
Tonight, we fuck the Christmas tree. Good.
Right in the Trissy.
Ah! Chaotic!
Right in the right in the Tannenbussy.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ. The official response is noted, Solar.
Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Let's have a little look. Okay. You will receive another message back. Let me just alter it a little bit.
Okay. Actually, I just made me think that there's a very a secondary use of the sending spell.
Oh, yeah?
What's that?
If you send it and the spell fails, you know the person can't receive it, whether that means they're dead or on another plane of existence, but it does give you information.
It does?
It does tell you they couldn't receive it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't say why, it just says they can't. So
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I also
just a
quite
fun
like
note.
that thing me and Cygnus worked out, which is if you have multiple ability, you have the ability to cast the sending spell multiple times, either via scrolls or through spell slots. You can weave them together to send a longer message, like Lord Corothus did.
Makes sense to me.
A sort of greater sending spell.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
All right. You do receive yet another reply.
Watch it be like, it was me, Dio.
It was me, Dio.
Kind of hard to fake that in your head, though, you know. Magic's a very specific thing.
It is.
Hang on.
I
let me
now
just
serve
go to-
Joran. Anyway.
She seemed very intent on strong-arming them, so she's, as far as I'm... And the fact she wasn't seeming to be in on their plan tells me that she was not compromised.
Yeah.
So
That is her response.
All right then.
of course, when her first message comes in, I essentially relay it to the collective. I won't keep anyone out. So
Right.
and then I of course tell them here's how I respond. Then I relay the message as well, so that everybody's on the same page.
What's the point of ruling if you have no one to rule over?
Okay. I have
Well,
made sure to relay it to everybody that's in the collective.
Yeah.
since she did technically send another sending spell, you have the option to reply, but that is up to you.
Maybe considering you're kind of on a timer, maybe I'll consider leaving a forwarding address. You know what I mean?
I mean, I am a forwarding address, I suppose. But oh yeah, I should say, if fails on me, Florentina. Send for Florentina. Basically, would probably be best. So I'll say in response, we will. Unlikely to hold long. Keep your whereabouts safe. We will. Zealot be with you.
If I fall,
Send for Florentina. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we should include as part of information.
Okay.
Anything else you guys can think of that would be useful?
I don't know. I think we've relayed all we can, really.
Yeah.
I think she's. We're running, and she's on
Hiding.
really not. She's hiding on defense in the worst possible way. So I don't know. We just got to keep going.
I think I've got it. So here's what we have. We will, Zealous be with you. If I fall, send for Florentina. Long live the Maiden's Grey.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You receive no other messages. And speaking of falling, Chaotic, it's time.
Fortitude save.
DC 5.
Okay. 25.
There you go, you're fine.
Okay.
Next time DC will be 10.
All right.
You're fine. You didn't that one. The wood worked.
I'm just thinking of those scenes from Death Note when people have heart attacks where it's like that for a second when I make the save. Like,
yeah.
Like the big.
Exactly.
Indeed.
All right.
All right. The day turns to night again, and you are able to proceed if you want.
We might as well travel by night as soon as we have the chance. Just look out in
Okay.
the sky, make sure there's nothing there. See if the crowd of people traveling has I was going to say dimmed. I knew there was a thinned. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
See that has thinned. See that there is nobody in the sky at the moment, and then we proceed.
It's not so much as the crowd has thinned as much as the people traveling away have now
Found
built.
shelter.
They found shelter and built
Camps.
Just
alongside the road.
Yeah.
You do get some stares as you pass by, but as it gets later into the night, people more or less stop caring who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If Averin desires, he can scout ahead as long as he stays close again. That's, I'll leave it up to him if he feels he's able. Okay.
He will, and you will proceed on. So, I'll say you set off at around 10, because that's when it will probably be at its darkest. So, 11. Oh, hang on, I'll measure this like this. It's probably better if I just... Okay.
It looks as though we have maybe 25 miles left to go.
Indeed. Pardon me. So... So yeah, you travel for a good 5 hours.
Card. Okay.
So it's about 3 in the morning now. And as you get into the sight of this bridge.
No, that a wayward bridge, not this bridge.
Oh,
this
I'm
bridge
sorry.
Is a different bridge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my god.
That's this one. That's this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
This-
getting confused with my geography. Anyway, Averin signals you to stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it. Just over the crest of this hill. Wow. I remember being told stories about this place, but I never realized how big it was. And how deep the canyon is.
No, that's the city to the south.
My fucking god.
Big it is.
Stop.
You're gonna roll another fort save in a minute.
I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? We're filling out the map.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We've got to remember all of these for when we finally make a map of this place, a proper one.
This is why Ragnael hates trying to get anywhere here, because nobody knows where the fuck they're going.
It's like playing a giant game of who's on first.
Yeah, it's like, all right, up ahead, turn left. Turn left is to the right. No, we're going to turn left. Yeah, but turn left is we'd have to turn right to get to turn left, sir. I hate this country.
Oh, you know, that's a thing.
Like, I
People
don't
from-
understand why I can't just. I know why I can't just teleport, because there has to be ceremony and nuance. But for fuck's sake, when things need to get done.
People from Naruto must get constantly lost in this country.
Uh-huh.
See, funny enough, it's a great way to prevent invasion, because even they don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
You know what? I just should have sent Azathoth over here. I just sent the whole thing that just finished it all off in one spell.
You know what? Pretty good justification for why they separated, you know?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, true. I love it.
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Okay.
All right.
Also, the colors that you made each of them are probably the Lord's colors, I actually have to imagine. That's very clever. I like it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that is the message that Averin has relayed to you. How do you respond?
Guilty.
Fuck.
Anyway.
Got him.
Shall we continue moving, Averin?
I don't know. This place is It looks really heavily fortified. And oh my, what is that?
What's what?
What do you see?
So the bridge itself is like almost a small castle. And guarding the front is this giant metal man.
Is there a knowledge check for this giant metal man and the bridge as a whole?
Hang on, let me go and quickly look at the knowledge things.
Is his name Tarkus?
Is his name Tarkus?
No, Tarkus is might not even be born yet.
Let's think. If we're in 1950, how old is he when?
He
we're
was like in
We're in like 1450.
Oh,
No.
we're in 1505.
We're in 1505, and then exploration's going to be exactly 100 years later, so it'll be in 1555 is when exploration will take place.
1555. Okay, let me.
He's
let me
probably a
quickly
young
look.
man. Probably a young man.
He could be. It depends how old he is.
Yeah, so
Could just be another guy.
Yeah, he might be around, but he might be quite young. I think I remember that he was 15 years old for like the second orc cleansing, so he might not be around.
All right.
Depends when the second Orc War takes place, and apparently there's supposed to be a third too. So within the next 50 years, there will be two other wars with orcs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
This whole like 50 years after Alvor's death is going to be just known as like the tumultuous times.
Yeah. So on
Warfare
my
the
sheet,
entirety of Arcadia.
yeah, on mine, you're. It seems to be that you're in 1505. Yeah, and
Sounds about
then
right.
yeah.
So he's probably not even born yet.
He's probably not even born. Maybe his dad is around.
Yeah. Black Iron Tarkus.
Black Iron Talkers. There you go.
Anyway.
So looking at knowledge, let's see.
I think that'd probably
Do any of you have knowledge arcana?
I do.
I
And that's
imagine.
I do.
I imagine knowledge local would also be helpful, but
I have knowledge.
that's more for the city, not for the big man. Not for the big man. It would be for the city. So.
For the city.
That
So,
would be
local. Yeah, you can roll knowledge local if you like, or knowledge history I might accept with a higher DC.
I don't think I can aid on knowledge checks, so. There's a history check.
For your arcana check, was that for Flam?
Arcana was for Maiden. And then
Maiden, I'm afraid you do not know what that could be. That could be so many things.
Yeah. And then Flam for history.
Leona, Flam for history.
History is a possibility in that case.
Go ahead. Get your rolls in.
Oh my god. I don't think we have
the +7s for knowledge
7.
checks. I think I can't help on.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
It'd be 25.
Then -7 from that. 25.
26.
26. Okay. It does jog your memory. You're not familiar with it, but you know that in 1479, Alvor ordered that away bridge to be reinforced.
Reinforced.
It was reinforced, and it was reinforced rather heavily.
Mm-hmm.
It is now a veritable fort that crosses a mighty gorge. In fact, since you're coming up on it, I shall reveal what you see. I will say that you are still some distance away, so you can still like have everything relate to you through our boy, Averin. This is more or less what he's seeing.
Oh.
Big.
Do we know the library of the knights who also guard the bridge?
You can ask Averin.
Or like the
I also imagine our history checks might tell us who technically, or local checks, who is the owner of said bridge, or who has the honor of being its guard.
Mhm. Or the banners that are on the bridge.
Yep. So we'll ask Averin what banners are on it, and we're also going to ask the GM, based on our checks, do we know who historically had the honor of guarding the bridge?
Historically, it has been passed around quite a bit. It is not a land with a familial bond. Some few years ago, it was under the command of the Waygates, the Ways. And more recently, it came to the command of the Von Dales. However, the banners that Averin describes to you are two. One is a light blue, and the other is a deep red.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Figured. Yeah. If we want to
might
get
have to fight our way across.
Fight our way through that wayward bridge.
Fight away through that away to get this away, but maybe that away.
Or that away, because those are both counties, this away and that away.
Oh, but if you guys can't find a way forward, maybe there's no way. I'm here all week.
I hate this fucking country.
This country deserved everything it got, honestly.
Well, I guess we best be ready for a fight.
So, what's your plan?
If Lord Carthus and Joran have command of the bridge, then we may have no choice but to make our way across, one way or another. Should that be the case as well, they will know which way we are going. If only we had some method of sending for Lord Way. He could meet us partway on the road. Were he available?
If only Lord
and not
Way could
also
meet us
already
partway.
compromised as well by being stabbed in the back. Whether the Von Dales gave the bridge away peacefully or not is something to be seen. Regardless, we will have to make our way across. Very likely, we will have to fight our way. They most likely have standing orders to look for you and for us.
Could we maybe scale the gorge?
I know that I would be able to make it across. My perfection of my battle style allows me to stand on air as though it were ground, but I do not believe that any of you can manage such a feat.
Nor could we keep it with, nor could we keep the carriage with that. And unfortunately, with Elia's condition, that's not an option.
Magic would be the only other option, and Elia cannot cannot use it.
Figures. Maybe we could... I don't know. Well, my sword is ready.
Okay, so here's a funky thought.
Go ahead.
Bear with me, guys. If there was some way that Florentina could be flown across, I have this thing called binding fetters, which allows me to teleport people within 10 feet of me with a DC that increases blah blah blah. But here's the thing: it doesn't say it has to be an enemy. It says a target.
Yeah.
So if Florentina can get over there, she can just trigger this and teleport X targets to within 10 feet of her.
I'm assuming this is an Eternal Guardian thing.
It is Eternal Guardian.
Let me take a look at that.
Your attack curses a creature, and they must make a will save or be teleported back to you at the start of their turn. You have to attack them.
You can make a ranged. You can make a melee touch attack, and that is considered an attack, technically.
Well, I do believe, and I'll bet you I'm correct if I search for it. Let's see. All Eternal Guardian maneuvers and stances are supernatural. You use that on Elia, she's dead. So even if it was just non-lethally hit them and then teleport them across, it's not going to work on Elia.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought that I don't know if you can carry someone with your airwalk, but she would be a potential option.
I mean, I'm also exhausted. Please don't forget that. So
I did forget that.
yeah, my heart's not working right. Let me see exactly what Sleeping Goddess says. Let's see. Good stride. At 10th level, I can walk through the air as if it were solid ground. I can't hover while I'm doing it. And it just says a fly speed equal to your land speed. And flying usually has some kind of thing on it. I think you can't have a medium load while you fly. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure you can. It's just it reduces your movement speed and the maneuverability.
Yeah, unless something otherwise states, it just reduces your movement. But also, Leona is fast. She's not strong, so she wouldn't be able to get the horses across. She wouldn't be able to get the carriage across. She's not that strong. She's a very dexterous fighter. She's not a strength fighter.
That and our maid commander lady did say to keep quiet, or like keep quiet on the road, basically. So I think if we tried to start a fight here, then that would be that'd blow the horns and throughout the fucking Tri-County area and beyond. So
yeah, but the worst part is that we might not have another option. This is the bridge to get across, and if we can't figure another way, then we have only one way, and that's straight through. I think we can do it. It's just a question of if they have some way to let anybody know. And to be fair, our throw-off, it was only going to last for so long anyways. Unless somebody had some, again, the funny thing is, like every time we say, maybe someone has some illusion magic, it's like, it's going to hurt Elia. We can't do that.
Yeah.
We really have no options with her. We really don't. Unless someone is Superman and can Superman fly us across. So.
We could. So we have our shaman. We have Enam with us. We could also pretend that we're delivering a prisoner.
I'm sure that they know who we are. That's the other part that I would be most worried about. They probably have standing orders for us. So.
What? Okay.
And of course, Lord Korthus is a mage. He can very easily spread information wherever he needs.
Yeah.
So there's a strong chance if they have them guarding this bridge, they've told them to watch for us.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be able to bluff our way across either.
Additionally, what magic options does Enam have access to at the moment?
He pardon me. He has access to his hexes, but since his familiar was put to death, his spirit animal, I should say, was put to death many years ago, when he became a prisoner of Placer from, he has not had a way to renew his spell slots. He's basically running on empty except for 0-level spells. For you guys to change that, you would be able to open up a lot more options.
Yeah.
Was there a town connected nearby to this bridge, or is it just the straight up bridge fortress?
So there's a few. I'd say there's a few buildings, as there tends to be a little bit of a settlement that forms nearby any fort, but that Wayward Bridge is a rather new castle, so there's not much.
It used to just be a bridge about 20 so odd years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing,
I would
guys.
imagine that taverns for travelers would be the main thing that would pop up. So
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. In order to afford him his familiar again, Florentina is prepared to sell a magic item if we need to.
to be fair,
So-
Elia grabbed jewelry as well. Actually, funny thought. We might
Oh,
be able
yeah,
to just
true.
use.
Oh,
We might
the
just be able to
jewelry.
use the jewelry if it's worth enough, actually. But usually, you have to buy the special components, whatever they are.
Yes, the component's worth the amount, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the option I see is for us to have to fight our way through. That seems to be the only. That's the quickest option. That's the quickest option. So,
Mhm.
and I can't think of much else, and I don't think there's another major bridge that'll get us across the river. And because it's a gorge, we can't even think of fording it somewhere because it's in a gorge.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, I might say we could try to look for a fording spot, but not with a river this old and has basically made a massive canyon. We're not even going to have that as an option.
Mm.
We could try a bluff up and until we know we have to fight, but I imagine ready for a fight. So
The What's It's Called River is a very old river indeed.
the what's it called system, river
It's
system.
the what's it called?
What's it's called?
I'd need to get the old spelling from the really old Narrator map, but yeah.
So, what do you guys say?
I say this is probably a good place to cliffhanger it for this week.
Can indeed cliffhanger it if you want.
Can just to give us time to. Oh
I mean-
God.
Because you know me, guys. My tactic brain is going crazy
Yeah.
with ideas. Right
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah.
Well-
I mean, if we don't have to go, I don't necessarily want to, but I understand if you guys want to. So
I'm happy to
I
keep
really-
going.
I really only see one option, and that's to fight our way across the bridge. Just keep moving as quick as we can.
Honestly, I don't like it, but
You
just
never
because
do when
I
your
never,
options are
yeah,
limited.
when your options are limited, you never like your options.
how are the what are there any kind of like top standing battlements?
Yes.
Like, like people like up at like any guards we can see like walking like upper parts of the walls type of thing.
Okay. So I can reveal a few bits of the outer defenses that Averin can just see and relate to you, mostly because he thinks they're cool. Do you see this here?
Yes.
So what are we?
That's an
looking at?
internal ballista.
Oh, fun!
Seems
It's got
that
some ballistae.
it was a very formidable castle. The upper part seems to be just some basic battlements, of which you do see some archers patrolling. However, the more defensive part seems to be the internal part of the fort itself, as far as you can see.
Hmm.
The lesser guys are probably about as strong as the knights that you fought. Miss Big Iron Tarkus is going to be the tough guy. And there's probably a few dudes on the inside as well who will come out to help. But for us, they're probably about as strong as the knights that you fought, if not weaker, if they're just militiamen. So. And with our strength and the damage we can deal, I'm sure we can open a door. Or if we have to, Flam can burn it down. So. Because don't
Yeah.
forget, we still have Flam. She can
Yep.
very easily deal with things at a range.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just we're. I guess just my biggest concern is that if we raid the bridge, then that's going to leave the biggest breadcrumb trail for us.
Yeah.
At some point, you have no other choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Assuming
Well-
any of them here can cast magic, and to be fair, that's only assuming any of them here can cast magic and have a sending spell sent back. Usually,
Yep.
mages, right? They can do a send. They have a designated person who is the sender that they usually send to, and then that person can immediately respond. That doesn't mean there's a mage here who can send from here.
Yep.
That could still take time before somebody who could do so and would respond to the Lord to come across the bridge in the first place, unless there's somebody already here.
Yep.
So
Right.
Well,
Mhm.
you know what? Remember, no Russian.
no
Oh my
rushing.
god.
Oh my god!
That's
Wow.
I think
that's
it's
a
time.
certified hood classic.
I think it's time. I think we gotta storm the castle.
Let's fly to the castle.
Holy shit!
Smash.
Holy shit!
God, that was
I love that meme.
it's so good.
There's a way. If there's a way that Flem might know, like Phantom Steed or something.
Hey man, there is also always the option of we can start with an intimidation and try to see if they will just let us through. But other than that, be ready to fight. Do we want to do that now, or is that to save for next time?
I don't mind if you want to start the fight now and then pick it up where we left off. This
Yeah.
is probably going to be a long one.
Yeah, we're
It
storming.
sounds like
literally,
a
man.
it sounds like a session wide
Yeah,
fight to me.
yeah.
If I ever heard one.
Give me a second.
It does.
What is?
I could go for another hour, but that's up to you guys. I don't mind either way.
All right, give me a second. I'm trying to see if if Flam has any divination.
Not a bad option.
Just to see if
Wait.
this is the way forward.
Too bad we didn't grab any of Von Lockwin's scrolls on the way out.
That is a thing. You didn't. You grabbed some of Heka's potions and her alchemist's fire,
Mm-hmm.
her secret stash.
Back from her glory days.
Still
Mom.
concerned. Still concerned about that.
Uh
Thanks, Grandma.
huh.
Oh, you're welcome, dear.
All right.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that explains so much.
Oh,
Oh, God.
my god. It does. Holy shit.
I mean, no one ever said who his mentor was.
Yeah.
Now remember, Gerald, the most important lesson of all. ACAB.
Oh god. A gab, all guards.
Oh, there we go. ACAB.
Oh god. Okay. I think this is our way forward. We have to storm the castle, guys.
Are we starting today, or are we just going to go for next time?
I'm happy to do either. I
This is
can
up to
go on a
Guti-
little
it's
bit
up-
longer.
It's up to Guti and Wuten at this point, because I can
Yeah.
go for another hour.
So as antsy as I am to bash some fucking heads in, this is really one of those cases where I think my tactician brain would work the best if we were doing this in totality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're saying next time.
Yeah, I'm thinking
All right.
we're
That is
going
what
to do
I'm
next
suggesting,
time.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
just
that's probably a
remember-
good idea.
One thing to keep in mind, I always have prepared this counter called Infinite Focus. If I activate it, it activates upon any of my allies would be provoking, and it helps you not provoke anything for one round. So
Okay.
We got
Gotcha.
options.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I will roll what I
Well.
can when the time comes.
Well, that's a good thing that you want to be in peak form for this, because now that you've locked in, I'll tell you, yeah, this is probably going to be a hard one. But
Mhm.
you guys have always surprised me, so you know.
If I can just get in one good hit on that Black Iron Tarkus, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
But I don't know what's inside there. So,
I love that that's become our nickname for him.
yeah.
Black Iron Tarkus.
Tarkus!
All right.
My
Well,
God.
I think this is it. Yep. Gonna be a long session next time. Oh,
Gonna be a spicy one.
yeah, it
This
is.
is where Rena catches up, by the way.
Please.
I do need to confer with Kai about what Rena is doing.
Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, thank you everyone for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed. And it's going to be a big, big session next time. We hope you've all enjoyed, and we will see all of you in the next, likely very tedious episode next time of The Maids of Roswald. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.